My replacement decided to celebrate her victory online, but she never imagined my simple 3-word reply would dismantle her entire world. I was in the grocery store, holding a box of pasta, when my phone buzzed. It was a notification that she had tagged me. Amanda, the woman my ex-husband left me for, had posted a photo. There they were, arms wrapped around each other, in front of the grand opening of their third boutique. The caption was a masterpiece of smugness, building an empire with the love of my life. Some people are just meant to be supporters, not partners. She'd tagged him, his entire family, and me. I read it twice. The likes were pouring in. I saw his mother's name, our old friends, business contacts. I felt the familiar heat of humiliation. Then it cooled into something far more dangerous. I could have unleashed a torrent of words. I could have listed every year I spent building his first store from nothing, the accounting I handled for free, the supplier networks I built while he called it helping out. Instead, I took a screenshot. I tapped like, and I commented 3 words that sounded like a compliment but were, in reality, a detonation sequence. Stunning financial growth. The next morning, the post was gone. My profile was blocked. But the trap was already sprung. You see, our divorce agreement had a specific clause, a clause my brilliant lawyer, Eleanor, insisted on. If the value of his business, Haven Boutiques, increased by more than 35% within months of our split, I was entitled to a significant percentage of that excess growth. It was compensation for my decade of unpaid labor. His lawyer had dismissed it, certain their 2 stores would plateau. They never anticipated his rapid expansion with Amanda, or her creative bookkeeping. My comment was designed to make her nervous, to make her check what she thought she'd hidden. I called my former sister-in-law Chloe, my only ally left in that family. "You saw it?" she answered. "I saw my comment," I replied. "Stunning financial growth." Chloe let out a low whistle. "You're really doing it. The third store puts them over the valuation threshold. That clause is active. It's the evidence solid?" I asked, though I knew the answer. Chloe, the actual numbers person in the family who'd been sidelined by Amanda, had her suspicions for months. Unexplained marketing expenses, vendor invoices that didn't match deliveries. "The forensic audit will find what's there," she said, her voice grim. "When are you filing?" "Tomorrow," I said. The quietest matchas burned the brightest fires. I wasn't just filing for my money. I was filing for a mandatory, independent forensic audit, the kind that leaves no stone unturned. Eleanor filed the motion at 9 a.m. By noon, the court had approved it, thanks to the ironclad clause. The accountant, a severe woman named Gail with a reputation for thoroughness, was assigned within days. The calls started immediately. First, my ex, Mark, voice trembling with rage. "What is this, an audit? You can't do this. We're settled." Then his father, the family patriarch, with false disappointment. "We treated you like a daughter. Don't do this to the family business." Finally, Amanda herself, a shrill voicemail. "You bitter witch, our books are perfect. You're just jealous." I saved that one, sent it to Eleanor. Gail's preliminary report landed a week later. The growth was 39%. My claim was valid, but that was the least of it. "I've found irregularities," Gail stated in our meeting. "Substantial ones. Falsified invoices to shell companies. Diversion of employee bonus funds. The digital approval trail leads to one person, Amanda Cole. The amount, over $200,000. This wasn't sloppy accounting. This was fraud. How does a man who claims to be a savvy businessman miss his wife stealing from the family empire?" Chloe had been busy, too. She'd quietly spoken to the staff. The promised profit-sharing bonuses had been shrinking for a year. They were told it was due to reinvestment. Meanwhile, Amanda flaunted new cars and vacations. The employee statements were damning. The emergency board meeting was called. Mark, his father, Robert, Chloe, and a confused uncle. I had the right to attend. I walked into the boardroom of the first store, a place that held my sweat and dreams. Mark looked exhausted. Amanda sat defiantly in the corner. Gail presented her findings with clinical precision. When she said embezzlement, the room froze. Robert's face went pale. Mark turned to Amanda. "What is she talking about?" Amanda stood. "This is a setup." She's poisoning you all because Mark chose me. But Gail just slid copies of bank records across the table, accounts in Amanda's maiden name. Fake LLCs. The evidence is conclusive, Gail said. Chaos erupted. Accusations flew. Chloe waited, then delivered the killing blow. Dad, if we don't report this, we're complicit. Our reputation, our employee receipts, all gone. We're also financially overleveraged because these profits she reported were fiction. We can't afford the fourth location. Pop, the man who always valued legacy over truth, finally looked at his son. You did this. You brought a thief into our business. The board voted. Amanda was fired on the spot. Mark was suspended. Chloe was installed as interim CEO. And my settlement paid in full within 2 weeks. But I wasn't finished. I filed a criminal report with Gail's full audit. The district attorney took it from there. Amanda was charged. The marriage collapsed under the weight of restraining orders and mutual blame. Mark, avoiding jail but drowning in civil suits from employees, lost everything. He now works for a franchise, a ghost of his arrogant former self. Amanda served time. I used my settlement to buy a quiet bookstore in a coastal town. It's humble, honest, and wholly mine. Chloe runs the restructured business, honestly. She visits sometimes. We laughed that my 3-word comment was the pin that popped their inflated balloon. Stunning financial growth. It made her panic, delete, and in her haste, she forgot I already had everything I needed. Quote, true power isn't in the shout. It's in the silence before the storm. Sometimes justice isn't a dramatic showdown. It's a clause in a contract. It's a documented history of work. It's watching someone's own deceit become their prison. If you felt the satisfaction of karma served cold, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Eternal Revenge for more stories of patience, strategy, and perfect payback. Because sometimes the best revenge is a life built beautifully from the ashes of theirs.